Hello. How's it going? Well, I'm on a different planet right now. It doesn't seem like it might be to you, but this is Scarlett Johansson here on Jupiter, and we are live in a spaceship type vessel of some sort that many of you are familiar with, having seen some of my previous videos. We can cover back here a little bit. It's not a very exciting view today, but I've got some media I can share. This hears me out. Yes, it does. How long? I have to reveal my badges here. Deputy Director of Central Intelligence Agency and Library Science pertains primarily to chemistry, geology, volcanology, and immunology. And the reason is due to chemical formata. Chemical formata, or near NIER inference, or bugs per capita, you will, is that strange but true, there is life in our solar system else placed on Earth. And that's strange since we're not used to hearing that fact. But, truth be told, there is life in your solar system, usually. And during the time back in the scene, but behind me is the ready room back here where I filmed before. I'm inside of the ready room extension, and we're just begging CNN to back off of its break-ins with Fox News to debate different affiliates live. But I'm just doing a YouTube live and trying to record that, and I'm buffering with an oscilloscope that is very powerful. And I risk being killed if people interject with what I'm saying right now. But the reason I'm laying down, or seemingly with legs extended out like this, it is the lawn Jupiter in my position close to the red spot, or within the great red spot. I'm in a centralized location within the great red spot that is known to house life there. But I'm only there momentarily right now since this vessel that we're working with is trying to move me to Io to study life at night. It is very dangerous life at night, and it's a nocturnal life form that has been seen in the movie Fade to Black, or Pitch Black, if you will. Fade to Black was an uncensored military documentation film that was released in the 90s for our region, near Grissom Air Force Base or Grissom Air Reserve, where people in the community had access to it. It was media comparable to Hellraiser by way of violence, and we had some controversies with youth at my age that were dispatched to this particular part of IO. And our Grissom Air Reserve base was on Jupiter as well as Earth and Saturn and Neptune. We had different bases there. And we could move between these bases effortlessly with what's called gas exchange. And gas exchange enabled us to literally walk down the sidewalk to different planets. And there was very challenging media in 90s that some of us saw, and before that, that looked in some era of Gene Roddenberry, that it looked futuristic relative to the time that it was released. So there was one film in particular of a young man walking with a pair of blue jeans on the ground, that he was basically swinging the blue jeans into sidewalks and concrete and things like that. And what was unique about that video is that they were people on Jupiter that were not used to having blue jeans at the time. They were in history, but they were restricted from wearing blue jeans in a way that was anything but factory resource. And these kids and adults, they looked like children, but they were adults, okay? And for some of you, I look really young. And for some of you, I look really old. And for some of you, you know me as Scarlett Johansson, about 41 years of age. I'm 41 years of age in a retro group of offerable space or period in time where you can see transitionary video, media, or movement that relates to quandary or exact timing in space, relative motion to the moon. And that means that in relative motion instance retrograde action of the moon, or how the moon rotates in its superficial algebraic motion per constant, meaning the moon does have a rotation, then it has a perigee with Earth, it has a rotation, technically, that axis. So the moon can be obtainable in our lifetime. We can take samples of it. That means it has a rotation. And that it does have a rotation. People like me that have traveled to the moon or else placed in the moon within our solar system, we have a moment time. That is, we have a transitionary movement within time that permits us clear, ready action to do good nature to the moon. That is, we can grade the moon wherever we're at, and we do so by reference, books or operand or computer area resource, which is we map the moon. And when we map the moon in relation to the sidewalk ethic, and when we do that, we can trip and fall. When we trip and fall, we create a violation on another planet. It allows us to transfer our affect. But there's also effectual step. So effectual step on a sidewalk permits us to offer to the moon a perigee about the angle of another planet. So every time you walk on a sidewalk, you're literally transitioning between planets or steps or hops. And that's how we grade a sewer. So a sewer is unique in that we have stereo FM. It's a constant in amorphized rock or stone inside of a sewer canal that grades the earth. And when we grade the earth with stone in a canal, we create a mote substance object, or a funct, F-U-N-C-T. So in topology, we grade functs based on resource. How many functs within a chemistry is an ion? There is for every one ion, one moon. There's for two ions, one systematic indofferable Zion, or a place where we can visit. For every three ions, there's a planet, a moon, and a rotation. So we can grade opposition based on three ions for every moon, the quarter of the Earth. For every moon, quarter of the Earth, there are 10 to the 2900 millionth septillionth planets in the solar system. In the solar system, there are 6 trillion planets per every moon-sun relation. That is, for every combination rock or outcropping of a residual known forma of astrological constant, there is an Oort cloud, or OORT cloud. The Oort cloud is a type of weapon system utilized by any sun transitionary central icon, or centralmost body within the solar system at any given time. So that Mercury has a rotational revolution about the perceived sun, which for most of us is Jupiter, and it makes its own light. We classify Jupiter as a planet, typically, since there's life on it that we can visualize with an optic. So that we classify it as a gas giant. That means its plasmatic union is cool enough to the step. Literally, we can walk onto Jupiter. It's called timid during the day, or timid amidst the hour. That is, we can revolutionize the rocks. So we have to lay down on Jupiter for long periods of time to recover from truncation. And the reason I'm sitting at an angle like this, so when I am transitioning my body into several place step instance, I can teleport horizontally or vertically across the surface of Jupiter with technology that we have. And some of that technology is a lot like an iPhone here. This iPhone has a lanyard on it that I can draw to a ligature. I've got my fingers. Let's see. Like this. That's a picture of me. And I can rotate that and instantly disappear into my phone, across a map, across a surface, into my hand, and reprint my body waistline and basically move around at a high rate of speed during the day or the night. And as an actual human being, since a lot of you, what you're about 11 feet 3 inches tall, and I weigh 1,927 pounds. At the same time, I was being attacked in a region. My wife was being assaulted as well. My wife was being taken away by progressive Democrats and Republicans that believe we were trying to vote for Trump or Kamala Harris respective to our marriage. So people thought we were trying to cause progressive Democrats during the time that Joe Biden was still president. But yet Donald Trump, having been impeached twice, met with Joe Biden several times as counsel for his rhetorical system effect, or where they reign, essentially, where they decide to rule. Justice Scalia on paper for 10,000. I've lived on Earth for about 10,000 a quarter, or 2,400 years. And I am a reptile species that is able to live in colonized in deference to the Japanese. And the Japanese are experimenting on me for film media. I can off somebody like that quickly and with efficiency. And Promax rhetorical inference, which is I can kill without punishment. Since I'm authorized to use deadly force, and they're against my will or on the will of the hour that is under the mask of daylight, but on film and we just shot. Okay, there was a news commentator with basically their foot on the brake for a censored evaluation of my appearance on film, and they're just waiting for me to stop talking. But I'm doing a live YouTube stream, and I can literally shoot you through your TV. And George Bush is horrified of this event, of his own assassination, if you will, on film. But we're not going to hurt George Bush. We love George Bush. George Bush, if you're out there, chill out, man. You're a liberal Democrat, but your dad was a fiery SOB for a while, and he hated us, honestly. He hated us since he wasn't a liberal Democrat for long enough that he could sustain, like, a middle finger at Indianans. So, George Bush, Sr. is still alive. I'm just going to do my hair a little bit. So, honestly, where I live, I am deeply censored. And, on film sometimes, or like do my thing, but with women with ordinary light inside of chemistry is topological ingress, which means I have a vagina inside of my leg from a centipede sting. So some people, when they approach me, literally myself to law enforcement or something to be taken away for a mental hospital evaluation or something. But I've been stung in my head, nocturnal centipede. I can be very venomous in what happens to my ingress in my cat, venom retention in a hospital to treat me for centipede venom. Can we get some of this connection stable so I can have some HD quality? There we go. Blast the hair through there. Oh man, you can see me as three-form figure on there. The screen seems to be glitching, but you can see me in a multi-dimensional construct reality, which is a topological ingress. So the multi-topological ingress society is a multi-dimensional union within Jupyter that allows us to transition between different planets with multi-topological ingress, or chemistry outside of the rote dictate. So on each planet is a different chemistry for every chemical, and every chemical has a representative name based on its molar mass. Every planet has a molar mass superficial to the area of a planet's outer lying rhythm or rotation to the moon is unsolvent. So what moons it identifies as moons, it relates to chemistry. That's why we're not seeing much civilization on any planet that we observe, but I can observe civilization on different planets since I understand moon rotation, since I'm not a moron. And morons are precisely people who perceive the moon, or MON, And they are Neanderthals. And we take them down with huge rage. My hands are so large physically and out of scale to how big you think I am. All this less than you see us as your star today, as well as Saturn as your opposition. You move closer to Jupiter than Mars is to the Earth, and Earth is, and they're attempting to retrograde Earth informatic, commit suicide. Committing suicide is Johnny 5. They take Olympus in a static event known as an untelevised death. Oh my God, I'm not kidding you. Johnny 5 is a sentient machine on Jupiter's moon Europa. So what you see mostly of Mars is Europa, actually. He said, gross, naturally, GRO cutting topology. Female can compel the weapon maintained by a woman to her and or oppositional to another entity, which is, and we are a race, gender, and or static opposition, race, gender, kingdom, and or proclamant. Do reptile, that is, of course, a reptile is naturally a lesbian. Lesbians are naturally reptilian, and we are not Scarlett and are men. Neat as it is, the woke up gender quality, PIP, manufacturer, equipped with the cricket, if you will, of Men in Black. And it is the smallest to be possessed, no, not a lightning, USB-C, USB 2, 3, and or 4579. The USB 4579 cable is seen here, which attaches to a port inside of the PIP at my wrist with a disposable infrared clock, which has 4 to 5 green bands that rotate on is included in my wrist, embedded in my clock, and use it indifferently. Indifference for the radio clock is a radio clock second, or 1 second due timing, or leap second for every year. Every year there is one transitional leap clock second for every move for every year.